Where did the Battle Royale genre just absolutely explode? And I asked this question because I'm really interested in it. Like, why is Battle Royale so popular? It's something that I just don't understand. I truly don't understand how Battle Royale has become so popular. And I'll tell you this right now, and maybe it's because it's something different, maybe because the gaming industry got complacent with what they were doing, and so other games start coming out that kind of show something different, and that's what everyone's really clamoring to, is just something a little bit different, something original that they can, just something different that they can play, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But I don't know. And Battle Royale, so we can go back to H1Z1, Arma, or I think it was called Arma was the first game, and then, H1Z1, and then you had, of course, we've had PUBG, Fortnite, Blackout now, as well as, and you had Realm Royale, you had Radical Heights, you had all these different Battle Royale games come out. Some of them have kind of fizzled out completely. Others have kind of stayed up there at the top. And I don't understand it, though. Battle Royale is fun. Don't get me wrong. It is a fun game mode. It is a very fun game mode to play. But the fact of just how much popularity has just arisen from this genre is absolutely mind-blowing to me. And maybe, like I said, it could be something to do with the simple fact that it's different. It's been different. But I really feel that there's just so much with the Battle Royale genre. There's just so that it may very well get just oversaturated with games that are going to be going into Battle Royale just because Battle Royale is the big thing right now. And so that's kind of a concern for me as far as moving forward. These companies, a lot of them at least, are going all in on Battle Royale. And I'll give you an example of it. Let's talk about Fortnite, everyone. Epic Games went all in on Fortnite. They went all in, pretty much. They kind of canceled other projects. What was it, Paladins, or there was maybe a couple other games that they were like working on, and they canceled those. And now they're all in on Fortnite. What happens if Fortnite starts to slowly fizzle out, or it kind of comes back to earth, so to speak, and the numbers are good, but not incredible, and you've just kind of decided to stick with putting all your eggs in one basket? I don't know. I think it could be a big problem for Epic Games. They're just putting so much into one aspect of their company, or one property, one IP. And I get it to a degree, but at the same time, in the investment world, guys, those of you might know, some of you may not, though, if you don't, I am an investor, and I actually do invest in some of these game companies. And so, in investing, though, kind of a rule of thumb is to diversify your portfolio, so that if one of your stocks or one of your companies that you're invested in, if they start to, their sales or their quarterly earnings start to dip, you have other companies that you're invested in that can kind of keep you afloat. I look at the same thing in gaming. You look at a portfolio like Epic Games, they really don't have much. Sure, they're doing the Epic Games Store, and that's going to definitely help. But when we talk about games, we talk about IPs, you're all in on Fortnite. Now let's flip it over to Call of Duty, right? Activision also owns Blizzard. So there's Activision and Blizzard. They also did own Bungie. And what ended up happening was, and this kind of concerns me as far as Activision is concerned, they dropped Destiny, or pretty much dropped Bungie from a company that they kind of owned, and that they were working on different Destiny games, which they got up to 2 Destiny games, and they didn't like how well the company was doing or how well the sales were. So they dropped Bungie, and now they're left with just Call of Duty. Now, of course, they have at least a more diversified portfolio of different games because they own Blizzard. But what happens if they lost Blizzard? All they would have is Call of Duty. So they're essentially a new Epic Games where they're all in on Call of Duty. Now, knowing Activision, I don't think that they would allow to just go all in on Call of Duty. I feel that they would, at some point or another here shortly, we're going to see them branch out, maybe buy another couple game developers and start getting some other projects in the works. I can totally see that happening, but it's just something to think about. Apex Legends, the developers there are Respawn Entertainment. Let's look at them. They've got a few projects. So you got Apex Legends. They're talking about other Titanfall projects in the future, possibly. And then they've also got a Star Wars Jedi Fallen or something like that. Let's just put it this way: they're working on a Star Wars game, okay, for EA. And then, like, not even talking about just Respawn, but EA as a whole. EA owns Respawn. EA owns like the Madden IP, the FIFA IP. They own a lot of these different companies or IPs in the gaming world. Take-Two Interactive, they own, Grand Theft Auto. They own, Rockstar Games as a whole. They've got the NBA 2K series. So some of these companies, they're very smart, and they've kind of diversified their portfolio. But I've always said that the issue with Fortnite wasn't that it was, a game that was going to die. It's the fact that Epic Games has decided to go all in on just Fortnite. Now, they might have other projects in the works, who knows? But at this point, I'm very concerned for Epic Games because this game, known as Apex Legends, has absolutely taken the gaming world by storm, and people are really, really enjoying it. I gotta say, I'm enjoying it as well. And I love it because I'm more of a first-person shooter guy than a third-person shooter guy. I love Gears of War, and Fortnite's fun as well. But I'm more that first-person shooter, that Call of Duty, Halo, and now with, Titanfall or Apex Legends, I'm into that. I'm into that, especially with Battle Royale. I love Blackout. Blackout's a lot of fun to play. But this is a very well put together game.